I'll never get over how cute this is.
I can't hear anything. It's so loud. Culture Casino.
Okay.
Even after I was watching you and Culture grooving to my intro,
I'm going to turn this down and send it back to you, and then I never want to hear about it again.
I can't hear you. What did you say?
what?
Turn up your hearing aid, Culture. Turn up your hearing aid.
Where's the Martigan man?
It gets louder every time.
It does. It just
It's
keeps
all
going.
nice and quiet now.
Oh, that's great. Where's Waldo? I mean, Walton.
I don't think he likes that.
Oh, he hates it. That's why I'm going to keep pushing it.
I just know there are no girl dolls in there.
I mean, everything we've done, and he hates the Where's Walden most. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, absolutely fine with all the enema jokes and the tree jokes, but yeah, he's mad about where's Waldonis.
Yeah, I call it here. This is where it stops. The buck stops here.
Look at that screen where Culture is. Look how he's tied his hair back.
I know. It's so corporate. So corporate.
All I did was comb it back. You do not pull your hair back as a gentleman. There's only two reasons that you pull your hair back in public when you have long hair as a man.
Okay.
Number one, you're riding a horse. Number two, you're riding a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And he was riding neither.
There is an occupational reason to tie your hair back as a man with long hair. Being a chef or a cook.
Okay.
That's it.
Samurai.
No.
Okay.
I like the man
Have
bun.
you seen Top
Are you
Nuts?
kidding me? Oh, you like the man bun?
I think it's cute.
Is it? It's so adorable. The man bun.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, if you rock it, you rock it. Whatever. But I can't say
Jason
much.
Momoa rocks it all the time.
Yeah, but he is a man. Like real. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've seen other men wearing the bun, and it's just like, dude, cut your hair or let it drop. Do something else.
Well, then, a lot of the times those dudes that are rocking that have like limited like space with hair here.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. Just go bald, man. But we're here and we're talking man buns on Sporking News because why not? Everybody else is watching EFAP or Drunk's birthday stream or whatever. So when you're watching this on replay, you could skip ahead to moment 402.
Well, I mean, my way my hat sits up here, it kind of makes it look like I got a man bun a little bit.
Where's
I can't see him.
Waldonis?
Where is Waldonis?
Where is he?
When was the last time he was on a dump?
Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Somebody else.
He's a little backed up.
Somebody else is missing. I can't figure out.
They've done great. We got Culture Casino out there. We got Sporking News Podcast. We got author Stephen Walton. We've got Lorena Creel. We've got Vigilante Williamson. We got Jake D.
Who is that?
Getting some.
I like how he brings up Vigilante.
Oh my God,
Jake
I'll
D,
remember it
but-
later. Brain fart.
Yeah.
But he says Kathleen Kennedy will never be fired.
So depressing, that guy. Where the hell is he?
I don't know, but we had a great Street Smart show today. I have to tell you, I think.
Hello, Culture Casino. Go ahead.
I think that show is perfectly brand relevant to you, Scott. The production value is just as high.
Ooh.
There's a lot of quality humor, even though it may not be intended.
Right.
And it's twice a week, just like your dump.
Right. Well, there you go. I like that. Welcome to the show, Culture Casino.
Well, thank you.
Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
What's going on, everybody? Nibble, nibble.
I love the nibbles. Something about nibbles. The great Jayne Theory. How are you?
Hello. Doing great. How are you guys?
Very happy to have you here and ready to go. And Machini 90.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are.
Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to another Saturday shit show that is the Dump.
Talking about that, I'm going to share this real quick. Hopefully I don't show any of my own information. This was a tweet that that our friend Gary over at Nerdrotic put out there. And it says, I'm on EFAP. So he's on EFAP an hour ago. And I put, is it wrong? I'd rather watch you guys than do my own streams. And some dude replies, my favorite part, wait a minute, where is it? The guy replies, nothing like discussing glory hole safety etiquette and, what is that?
Equine.
What is that?
Fluid.
Is that
horse?
Horse?
That's a horse.
That
Yeah.
is horse, right? Equine reproductive fluids. Yeah. So I said, oh, so you have to, you have seen my streams, I guess. But I like how because I don't know who Matthew L is, but I love you, man. That sums up my show right there. Glory hole safety, etiquette, and equine reproductive fluids.
Yeah.
Changed my mind.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think we're right. And let's see who are the crazy folk that will actually watch that type of show. We have Who Knew? The Salt Must Flow. A lot of channel members here tonight, and I'm happy for that. He says, hail, you beautiful people. Catch you in another life when we are all cats.
The beautiful people.
I love how Accidental Taurus puts Tom from Mead Radio sent me over here, but yet he's a channel member. You needed Tom to send you over? No, thanks, man.
Well,
and thanks, Tom.
Tom was doing a radio show. Tom and I were going to do karaoke, but then that was bumping up against Machini.
Yeah.
And and I was like trying to fight with I fought with StreamYard for an hour today.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, look here, monkey butts. I pay you a lot of money, and this stuff ain't working. So when my first gaming stream that I wanted people to see was like all like stuttery, but then of course later on, I did one live on OBS. We were talking about backstage, and I wanted it to be unlisted, and 22 people showed up, and I'm like, what the flip?
Yeah, unlisted.
Unlisted. The freak.
It's like
that's
test.
crazy.
I'm like, it was a test stream. Anyway. Yeah.
Well, no.
Check it out.
ArcherJacobBarton, thanks for being here, my friend.
Yes, another channel member, great guy. Welcome to the Dump. Spork, your host, Scott, with guest panel. Please touch that like button. You know you want to. Please share the stream out, too. And I agree with him on all of that.
And if you support Scott, toss a coin to your Spork.
Oh, yeah. Toss a coin to your Sporker.
No, don't sing. Don't sing.
No?
Don't sing.
Ha.
Don't come.
Come.
You. That's
horse come. James Hayes. Hello, Spork. Hi, guest panelists. Hello, James. How are you, my friend? Tina Bojan. How are you, buddy? Cody Guy.
Cody.
Brutal Morningwood.
He
loves a good dump. And I love him for that.
Let me tell you. So getting back from Vegas, I'm just going to brag. Humble brag. Well, not a humble brag.
It's not humble at all.
There's no humble in your bragging.
No, I ate a lot of carbs, which I don't eat carbs, right? I don't eat
either.
carbs, right? I take in the occasional, because I still like occasionally indulge in adult beverages, obviously.
Very obvious.
But calm down. Anyway, but I had more carbs than normal. So upon returning, and with the amounts of proteins and salads that I've had like 3 days of just incredibly satisfying, movements.
Like, not too loose, not too hard, just perfect.
No, it's incredible. And sometimes you feel like that you have, every once in a while you get one of those life-changing sessions on the toilet.
Yeah,
it's just like you feel like not only do you feel lighter, but like everything in the world just is elevated now.
Right.
Just from that experience.
Your pants fit a little bit better.
Felt like you shed a whole nother person.
Yeah.
Like you shaved off 10 pounds.
Well, yeah, and then like if you do it right and you don't pinch in the middle, you end up with this thing that just coils.
Yeah, I call those the porta potty shits.
Oh, I see.
The ones that come out of the water.
Yeah, actually, it just reminds me. It reminds me of the Christie's infamous pooper sticker.
Yes. Miss Smart Muses, enjoying what we're talking about. Love you. We also have the great, awesome one is in the house.
Awesome.
Oh, look at Poop on Me. He did it. That was way before you even brought that up. Michail Woolf. What's up, Mike? How you doing, my friend? We have Parrot Head The meme man himself. Walton hasn't had his coffee. I guess not, because he doesn't show up anymore. The Time Prophet is here. What is up, Time Prophet? Small Time, what's going on, my man? Hail, it's Glory Hole Days here again in the dump. Yes, Just a Normie. What a great channel. Please check out his stuff. Got one of his first angry comments, I believe, telling you to, like, this channel should just be destroyed or something. You know you're making it.
Great.
Those are the best. I love jerks. They make me happy.
Jerk.
Yeah, definite jerk. And there's Jayne. This is beginning to sound like EFAP. Okay, so we're good. I'll take that. You know who we're going to talk about first? I was like talking a long time.
Who's first on the list, guy?
Our friend from Shang-Chi.
Oh, great.
I love this guy. He's such a douche. So, Shang-Chi star claims Marvel film will change the world, finally giving audience an aspirational. Did I say that right?
You did.
Asian character.
Yeah, hard time out.
I don't understand.
What?
I got nothing on this one.
Go ahead, Culture Casino.
Well, we just lost Sonny, right? Who was in Kill Bill.
Oh, that's right, Sonny Chiba.
Yeah, he was
really?
in a lot. Yeah,
Yes.
he was in a lot of stuff actually, but Kill Bill being the most recently relevant in the public zeitgeist, likely. He was amazing. Let's just completely dismiss the idea that Bruce Lee pretty much was freaking awesome. Let's set that aside. Then you have the I'm a Winnie the Pooh lover now guy in Jackie Chan. Right?
Oh yeah,
Pat Morita.
Pat Morita, who has an Asian background. He wasn't aspirational in any way as Mr. Miyagi or any other character. You have to remember, Pat Morita was a character actor going way back. He was Al in Happy Days. He was also in many episodes of MASH.
Yeah.
Right.
What about
Culture? What about that guy that was in Big Trouble in Little China?
Oh yeah.
Hang on. Brain turning on.
While you're thinking about that,
is also of Asian descent, and
he
people
is.
often try to forget that. But he is.
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Yeah. The other martial arts master that was Shaolin monk. And I always forget his name. Tons of movies.
Not to mention Asian cinema,
played
which
a bad
has
guy.
always been better anyway.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so finally we'll change the world and finally give audiences an aspirational Asian character.
Yep.
Effing serious.
So normally I don't curse a lot, but this person has managed to inspire me on multiple occasions in the last couple of weeks to say,
Yep.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah. I mean, you have Chow Yun Fat, who, is a fantastic martial art. I mean, there's so many people that you could put in there. I mean, even if you want to go female, you could Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh. She is badass. Like, this guy, to even make the statement that they're finally giving audiences is one of the most disrespectful things he could say to his own culture, and dishonest. Thank you, Mark.
Well, Scott, I think we are missing something. I think this is an editorial an editorial problem, really. I think there was an extra S in that aspirational that they're missing, and that's what
they're going for a Walton brew. You're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Never go for it.
Yes, I knew. If I send him the link, he always feels like he needs to come on. Yes! It is Tom from Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Midnight's Edge Espanol, Midnight's Edge Radio, and Tom Connors.
I totally clicked the wrong link.
Yeah, I knew you would just get it screwed up.
You made a wrong turn at Albuquerque, Tom.
What's up, Tom?
Hey, Tom.
I'm not sure.
Well,
what are we talking about?
We're talking about Asian audiences and audience in general finally getting great Asian characters because of Shang-Chi. There was never any other, aspiring Asian actors out there in any film prior to this movie. And we're really proud about that.
Did he seriously say that shit?
We're going to read it. We're going to read it.
Stunning and brave.
Here we go. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. There are 10 of them. Will apparently be an explosive win for Asian representation, as according to star Simon Liu, the film will not only change the world, but also finally give audiences an aspirational Asian character to look up to. So let's see where...
It's also not going to change the world.
Well, I mean...
That's the biggest longest claim.
Think much about yourself, you know? Like, I guess...
Has this man never heard of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan?
Yep. I mean, Chow Yun Fat, Donnie Yen.
What you talking about, fellas? What you talking about? They never existed before. Stop that.
I mean, you even have Philip Ray, who a lot of people don't know who he is, but I mean, he's a great...
Tommy Chong.
You know
Tommy Chong.
What's crazy is that they act as if they don't remember anyone before the year 2000.
Yes.
And yet they're rebooting everything from before the year 2000.
Yes.
Like all this didn't start until like 2016.
Right.
Yeah, this is what
it started much earlier in that, mock. I mean, that's just when it became apparent of what they were doing. But no, they started doing this.
I agree, Tommy. But what I'm saying is they act like all this, like they're the first to do it. That we didn't have anything like pre like 2016, 2017 or so.
Oh, I know, but that's part of the reason why they keep rebooting these movies to begin with. They want to destroy those franchises, so the only one you know about is the one they did. And 9 times out of 10, when they reboot a lot of these movies, unless there's an overwhelming demand for the older movies, you will see them pulled from. If they're still being sold as DVDs or anything like that, they will get pulled from the physical shelves. They did the same thing with the Transformers, the 1986 movie. The minute they came out with all those Michael Bay movies, they pulled all of those old cartoon movies from the shelves, and you couldn't find them anywhere for years.
That's insane, man. Well, let's see what he had to say. So, speaking with Variety on the red carpet during Shang-Chi's August 16th world premiere in Los Angeles, Liu stated that it was an incredible honor to portray the title character in Marvel's first Asian-led film, adding, "I hope that it's not the last, because we've been celebrating a lot of firsts in our community. When Crazy Rich Asians came out 3 years ago, we celebrated that as the first studio movie with a predominantly Asian cast in almost 25 years.
Are you serious?
Oh, hey, Christy.
So
this is
just, you know what this reminds me of? What did we see with Black Panther? Marvel's the first black superhero, the first superhero film with an all-black cast.
Right.
Let's ignore the fact that Meteor Man was there before. But then they said Marvel's first black superhero, Blade.
Go ahead,
the Black Panther movie was distinct in how it represented different African ethnic groups. We have never seen anything like that.
True.
In film. True. That was pretty.
You sure?
Shaka Zulu.
Absolutely sure. Shaka Zulu was one tribe.
Right.
We're talking about a range.
No, they had interactions with another. They had
except none of them are real.
They were Bantu. All of them were Bantu. What
actually, that's an interesting point, Tom.
Was quite different. It was at least 4 or 5 different major ethnic groups represented.
Right, make believe
accurately, not like in a stereotypical way.
Whoa, wait a minute. So the tribes described in Black Widow were they actually exist?
Black
Panther.
Excuse me.
Yes, the physical representations there.
Right.
You could actually identify them. That's what was so amazing about it. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "This is insane."
So depending on like the mouth plate, the one leader of the tribe wore and the colors they were wearing, you're saying you could distinctively tell the different areas of Africa they were supposed to be representing. That I did not know. That's interesting.
That was crazy. Yeah,
that's interesting. See, I love having people on that know things that I don't. Christy was gonna blow up though. What were you gonna say?
Well, because what was it about Crazy Rich Asians?
First predominant. Wait a minute. Over 25 years, it's the first studio movie with a predominantly Asian cast in 25 years.
Yeah. Talk to people who... No. That film did bad. Let's just say bad in a lot of Asian countries. Just saying, it's too westernized.
Well, that's the thing. They're just talking about the actual cast, though. The cast being mostly Asian.
Yeah, but that's bullshit too, because there are plenty of films which we don't see a whole lot of them over here unless you're like on a streaming service like Netflix or something like that. There are constantly movies being made over there with predominantly Asian cast, but because they're not mainstream, people like this say, "Oh, they don't exist." The hell they don't exist. They're out there. You just don't care about paying attention to it because you want to make money by claiming some kind of like diversity challenge or something.
Well, let's read on to see what else he has to say. He continues. We're celebrating seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths. So I'll take this moment for what it is. It is absolutely the watershed moment. But I hope that there are many more just like it afterwards. Now, I understand his excitement. Don't get me wrong. He should be proud of, Marvel finally bringing in characters that can actually, represent the Asian culture. There are superheroes that definitely could be added to this. But it's where he goes from there. So turning on the topic of his recent, the Bob Chapek stuff he talked about, the remarks on that, a remark on the film's odd release schedule, which Lou took as a slight against the facts. So he was really upset by that. We know that. It's been a tough time for everybody. And I think sometimes it's just so important to get a message through that's just emotional. It's raw, the actor reasoned. And it just shows the world's just how much I and we all believe in this movie and how incredible it's going to be. It's truly going to change the world. Okay, that maybe he's excited. That's all I'm saying. He was excited with that last remark. I
think there's a lot of ways that he could have put that would have made more sense and probably not sounded so condescending. He said that maybe this is going to change the way people view Asian, predominantly Asian films. There's a lot of things that he could have said instead of putting himself on this grandiose platform. He is so much better than everything else that came before him because it's so disrespectful,
Well, this is the part where it upset me a bit. And he's talking in an interview with Total Film Magazine via Games Radar. It's a beautiful and exciting new origin story for a character that a lot of the world hasn't heard of before. And it means that kids growing up today will have what I didn't, which is a character that are aspirational, that also reflect their lived experience. Okay, Makani, you love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Did you not relate just because he was a white Peter Parker? That's the thing about. Go ahead.
One has. It's just. I don't know if I'm probably gonna need to ask Jayne about this one, but this whole lived experience, that's only done by one person though. You can't live anybody else's experience because everybody's experiences are different no matter what race or gender you are. Everyone has a different lived experience. And that can only be experienced by that person.
Well, I understand where he's going, though. I understand what he means, being able to see Asian superhero.
Representation.
But representation's the word.
It's so superficial, though, because you're just talking about what they look like. You're not talking about if you're trying to suggest that they're all the same, that they're a monolith. Isn't that disrespectful of individuality?
Yes.
To suggest that Asians are one of the next to Africans are one of the most diverse groups of humans on the planet. You can't just say that because somebody is Asian, they represent you. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Unless you're stereotyping them, in which case that's weird. So that's why none of this makes sense to me. It really doesn't. I don't even understand where they're coming from by saying that you just want to see people who look like you on screen. I don't know what that achieves.
That makes no sense to me. And to answer your question, Scott, and I sympathized with Peter because he lives in Spider-Man as Peter Parker because he lives the same. Because a lot of people, no matter what race or gender you are, or sexual orientation, can understand what Peter goes through in his life, because we all experience that goes through. Just trying to, it's just trying to make it, trying to live by. Trying to live by even on just like a small paycheck, or just trying to just go through your daily life.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, like, he's a superhero that has to have a full-time job also. Yeah. I love that about him. I always have. You know, he's a pizza delivery boy at some times. He's a photographer at other times. Like, he had to make it through, but still does the right thing and doesn't, you know, use his abilities for evil. That's why I love Spider-Man, you know?
Exactly.
But, you know, people are saying that his Lou's claims are, you know, he's standing on the shoulders of greater martial artists and Asian
actors.
Yeah. And that's the part that, like, he's excited, and I understand that, and I'm trying not to.
Well, let's be more specific then. Chinese.
Okay. Chinese, okay. Jackie Chan.
But I could see him saying, you know, that he's glad that it's a well-rounded character, that he's not a stereotype, that, you know, he's bringing an additional type of Asian character to the screen. That would be fine. But to suggest that this is the first kind or the first one of his kind is just bizarre, given the history and influence of Asian culture on cinema.
Right.
Exactly. I just don't understand.
Right. I mean, you watch any of the history of Bruce Lee and what he had to go through from his own culture and from the movie world just to make his movies. The guy I still don't even think he gets enough credit for what he had to go through just to train people that weren't Chinese, and then to put it on film, and then having supporting casts that were white, black, Asian. I mean, the guy, like, not even to bring him up, it, to me, is a slap in the face.
I don't know. I think the whole thing's stupid. I still say there was better representation in movies 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. So,
and that's the thing, is that you're bringing up lived experiences, bringing up representation, but you're ignorant. And I'm not saying that he's. I'm saying that it's not that he's like being clueless. He's being straight up ignorant. Just because this is for people who have the exact, and I mean exact skin tone, exact sex, gender as you, doesn't mean they're going to have the same life experience that you had.
Right.
And he's 32, so he knows better. He's
not like a 20-year-old.
That's why I'm saying he's not clueless. This is just...
Well, it's because he drank the Kool-Aid. He drank the Hollywood Kool-Aid right now. And I mean, even though we may disagree a little bit on what we said before, Jayne, I still feel like there's been plenty of representation. And in fact, Africa has its own film industry.
Exactly.
No, they do. I was talking about wide-scale release through Hollywood.
My thing, though, is if you're going to do it, why not do it to where it's actually talking about real tribes? To me, to sit there and say, oh, Black Widow's this great thing. Well, it's a fake tribe. Or Black. Why does we keep doing that?
Yeah, everybody's going to the Widow.
Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther is this great representation of, you know, this thing when it's a fake tribe in a fake city that doesn't even exist, you know, and in an ethno state at that, you know, like, so, like, there's all these other things. Like, and I'm not saying, like, you know, because, like, I watch movies all the time and I see, like, representation and I'm like, how is this not brought up? Right. You know, even in some of the worst
I was
of films.
Just saying it was cool to see because
and I'm not taking that away from it at all. My thing is, though, is for them to go out there and say, oh, this is the first of this, the first of that. It's a slap in the face to everybody who's come before, just like when I bring up with Star Trek, when they try to act like the newest stuff is all this representation. It's like, you know, do you realize by sitting out there and going to act like Sonequa Martin Green is the very first strong black woman to ever be on Star Trek is the biggest slap in the face to Nichelle Nichols there ever could be?
Oh, my God, right?
Like,
and what she went through also.
Right. And again, like, I'm not saying as far as, like,
right now,
there should be more representation of cultures on film. Like, there should be movies made about that. And I've raved and ranted. Go make those movies. That's what bothers me when Leslie Headland gets up and goes, I want a Star Wars movie, but I want a black writer from the black perspective. It's like, great. You want to tell a movie from the black perspective? There's 100 black writers I can put you in touch with right now that have 1 million scripts that nobody's looking at because they don't have a fucking superhero in it.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, there's tons of stories out there that people want to tell. and there's places and times for those stories to be told.
Yeah, and it's just like.
But I would argue though that this new, if anything, the way they're writing Black female characters, especially dark-skinned Black female characters, is actually worse than it was in the past.
Well, and I've heard a lot of like Black men come up to me too, the same thing with gay people, and they say how they're being represented. It's all across the board, Jayne. It's all being like, this isn't even representative of who I am when they do this. And I'm not trying to speak for anybody, but I'm just saying, like, this is what I hear constantly. Yeah,
right. I can tell you that's what I'm saying.
Isn't it like a token version, right, Jayne? Like the angry Black woman, dark-skinned Black woman. Yeah,
it's like the stereotypical thing, and they keep doubling down on it to a point where you notice it. It's not unintentional.
Yep.
And I try to highlight it on my channel as often as I see it happen, but it's so frequent. So you just get tired of it after a while.
It's just, and it's just like what you were saying, Tom. It's just like this whole Black perspective. It was like, you come off as thinking every single Black person on the face of this planet is going to follow that perspective or has that same mindset.
Right, under that idea, every Black man wants to be Shaft as far as Hollywood's concerned, right? Like that's what they're trying to tell us.
I wanted to ask, maybe it's with Jayne and Makani being Black,
Wait a minute, they're Black.
When it's like well, I mean seriously, because I would complain. I see it, and I think it's stupid because you have the angry Black woman stereotype, or the smart Asian, or the dumb redneck white kid, or whatever. But like with Tyler Perry,
I was just about to say that too.
Because I say that because
this stuff is worse.
Okay, that's what I meant.
His like middle class,
because they complain. These directors who are Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, you complain about the stereotype and the culture cliches and stuff like that, but you still participate in it.
Yes.
So
because they're the same thing. Just because it's Tyler Perry doesn't mean he's not part of Hollywood.
Right.
They hire and promote and allow to grow and become successful the people whose views align with theirs.
Yeah.
What's funny, Christy, is you just explained the movie Bamboozled by Spike Lee.
But you have a valid point, Christy. Like, you watch a Tyler Perry movie and you think you're getting, oh, look, middle class Black friends coming back together for a reunion. But yet you have the angry, darker skinned Black female, the more successful, lighter skinned Black female. Like, he does kind of jump those tropes around too. Like when I first saw Madea, and I saw like a VHS of Madea back in the day on stage, like when he used to hand those around. And I thought he was hilarious for what he was portraying, because it was the stereotype, and that he was trying to say, like, look at this. This is what they're showing you, and I'm going to make fun of it. But he kind of fed into it.
I've had a few people tell me that they feel like Madea is only like one step away from like a minstrel show, man.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? You know why I think actually did the tropes a lot better than him? Keenan Ivory Wayans. You want to talk about somebody who took all the tropes of a Black person in an inner city? He took them to another level when he did all his movies. Every single one of them. He exploited those tropes for what they were, and he turned it into comedy, though.
Yep. And who's the two guys that do the comedy now?
Key and Peele?
Yeah, Key and Peele do a great job pushing that right in the forefront of the hypocrisy of that type of stuff. I have a super chat. So Etep Wanakui, the place to be review for $2. Did they recast Awkwafina as Suri yet? Love you all. Awkwafina might get recast herself. I also want to show this, even though this is Red Gaze and it's not his book really. This is our friend Nerium and her bond. It comes in a cool box. Granted, the damn post office, whoever delivered it, freaking broke it right there. Those jerks. Oh, no. But this is what I got inside, and I did a picture of this on Instagram, but this is what the jerk sends me. Winter is never coming.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Wow.
That right there is beautiful.
What jerk.
Okay.
He's right.
How messed up is that, Jayne?
They're
That's
right.
incredibly messed. I don't know what my response to that would be.
I'm still a little upset.
Winter is not coming. We are not getting that book.
Wait.
Cards.
I just realized now that there was a Riddler from Batman Forever Funko Pop and a Two-Face from Batman I did not know those existed.
Oh, I got him, buddy. I got him. Well, giveaways will be coming soon on those, but the next giveaway right now is this one for it's going to be Labor Day weekend. The Venomized Groot will be the next giveaway. Cool. So you have to comment on one of my streams after the fact.
I got mine in the mail. He's legit.
I do it. Yeah, you did get it, right? Wait a minute. Let me get myself on.
I did.
Moving up in the world.
He's
doing giveaways and everything.
I'm doing giveaways and everything.
Got more subs than your bitch ass.
Well, you know why? That's why I'm doing it, Christy, because I hate you, and I got to beat you somehow.
I'll buy them for you. There you go.
There you go. I've just here. You want a Funko? All right. Yeah, they got the dude. What about this one? This is one of my favorites. I think of you, Tom. When I see these, I have Doc with the thing.
I think I got that one.
I got Marty, 1955.
I think I got that one.
Yep.
Marty, that's cool.
Yeah, I got another one. Marty looking at the watch. I got bags of this stuff. Marty with glasses. A good friend of mine who has his own channel. His name is he changed it. I think it's Dan the Man 92 now. He does cars and tools type stuff. But he had all these Funkos and hooked me up with them, so I appreciate that because we were talking about it. And he was just he's like, my wife doesn't want these anymore. Please. I was like, hell yeah, man. But let's move on to the next one because I'm glad Tom is here for this. I don't know how much you know about this version, if I could find it, but the new He-Man series that's coming out.
Oh God.
The other He-Man series. I didn't even know about this until the other day.
This is so stupid.
What is this all about? Anybody?
It's basically what it seems like it's like a reimagining, and it's a He-Man for kids, that's a whole other discussion because it doesn't leave an excuse of quality. And honestly, it feels like it hits a lot of different check marks. I mean, we get a race swap Teela, we get more.
Is that Teela? Is that who that's supposed to be?
Is that right? That's what I was about to ask.
I kept asking the same question, Jayne, but I guess this is what I was told, and I don't know how accurate this is. Mm-hmm. But now that they have this whole Power Ranger thing going on where they each have their own special powers when He-Man powers up, right. I guess Teela turns into the sorceress. So it's one and the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and instead you notice that when the female character at the start, when she says by the power of Grayskull, instead of saying I have the power, she says we have the power. So it's probably not going to be too focused.
Oh, they all got the power? That's great.
Yeah. They all do.
So this is, I see, when I first looked at this artwork, I thought it was like a new group of people that got the sword.
Well,
that's
the
what
artwork
I thought.
It's very Fortnite-ish with this art, with the animation, but the aesthetic is very Overwatch. Especially since it's like in a cyberpunk kind of future, dystopian future.
That's crazy.
I don't think that any character besides Adam is the same.
Right, they don't look it, right?
It seems that when Adam transforms, he doesn't really transform into He-Man. He's just kind of given this armor set or something like that.
I don't know. It's actually it's sad. It's really depressing what's going on with this fandom of He-Man.
You know what's also depressing?
What's
weird about this is that she gives him the sword.
Oh.
She gives it to him. It's implied actually that she stole it. Which
someone
is
share
back to that again.
Well, she is kind of light skinned there. Okay, so she might have stole it, Jayne, because you can't have somebody black on here that didn't do something wrong. Oh man, that pisses me off. Ever since you pointed that out, Jayne, I don't miss it now.
Well, am I the only? Can I bring this up?
Yeah, please.
I noticed this. You notice how a lot of it is a lot of it with what's been going on. You notice how we usually prop up a lot more light skin Black women versus more darker skin.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that just me?
Say it one more time.
No, that's what we're talking about.
They pushed more light skin.
Oh yeah,
versus more darker skin. Black
well, because the darker skin woman has to be an angry, overweight black woman. That's literally how I see it.
Or masculine, or a man, basically.
Yes.
And that's been that way for. It's weird, but it's been that way for a while because, and I think it has to do with anyone who's intermediate. You see kind of the same thing with Latinos too.
Right.
If you're more or less intermediate, you're more acceptable. You're kind of the norm or whatever. But the darker you are, the more extreme. And it's like they don't know what to do with them besides make them some sort of negative thing. And even if they want to make them powerful, like in the 007 series, they always have to still screw them up by making them almost like replacements for male characters. Which you also kind of see in Dune, literally, which upset me, but I'm still going to watch it.
Right.
I mean, He-Man has always been like 30% Conan, 30% Star Wars, and then the last 20% Shazam, right? Like, that's kind of the formula.
Right.
And here they've really amped up the sci-fi. Now, they've already tried that once in the 90s, and it didn't work too well.
No.
Kids didn't take to it too much. Like, they already found that perfect balance to begin with. And then every time He-Man is successful is when they kind of keep that balance. Then the other side of it is the characters. So you've taken two of the mentor characters now who are very important, considering He-Man's whole fantasy element is Adam is a weakling. He's a kid, basically. But once he, turns into He-Man, he has all the power in the universe. Right. And that's kind of the whole fantasy element of it. And then once everybody's got power, nobody is, special anymore. Like, everybody has these powers, so what's the point? And Man-at-Arms is no longer a mentor character. He's more of a peer. Yep. And He-Man already had a bunch of peers. The mentor characters were there for a reason, right? And then you turn Orko into a fucking robot?
A robot,
right, and then they did something with Ram Jam, and they changed it to, I think
Ram Man is now Ram Mam. See, that's what threw me off, is I thought Ram Mam was Teela earlier on. I'm like, okay, so they turned Teela into a little kid. I was like, what the fuck? Well, no, I guess that's Ram Man. It's actually Ram Mam, and that's what they call her, is Ram Mam. I shit you not.
Exactly,
God.
Yeah. Can I say one thing before you hit play on that?
Yeah, please.
I do like this shot, though.
It's gorgeous.
It reminds me of Midgard in Final Fantasy VII.
Right, it's definitely not.
But nothing about this looks anything or screams He-Man. Exactly.
Exactly.
And they drop a lot of the. It's like they kind of amalgamize some of the mythos, and again, like I've said this the other night on Mead and stuff like that. Like, the 2012 TMNT series was not made for me. I get that. This wasn't made for me either. But I watched a few episodes of that. I'm like, yeah, I don't like the slapdash humor. I don't like the CGI animation, but at least it's paying respect to the source material. Right. They, regardless of how it was executed, I at least was like, okay, it's mostly harmless. It's not for me, but I don't have a problem with kids, or even if my kid were to be into it. Right. This, on the other hand, without seeing at this point, judging on just this trailer, I'm fucking out. This is actually almost worse than She-Ra. Okay, because at least with She-Ra, in some cases, and some people are like, "Oh, chill the fuck." No. Okay, at least because She-Ra didn't pretend to be anything other than what it was, and it pushed a bit more of the gay agenda inside of it. And I don't agree with that part of it, but at least most of the characters resembled their original characters, even if they were in that Cal Arts fucking style. Right? I could tell who was She-Ra. I could tell who was Bo. Exactly. Like in this, though, I couldn't tell you who was fucking who half the time, and I was trying to figure out who half these fucking characters were. And the other thing is unless they haven't released them yet, I don't think any of the female characters have toys. The only toys I've seen have been all of the male characters.
Really?
I don't think this is going to do well in terms of toys the same way we saw with Masters of the Universe Revelations. I don't think it's going to do
Revelations did well up front, and then once the show dropped, that's when the toys stopped selling.
That's crazy.
I wonder why.
Can I make one? Can I say my piece on? Because people will always because you will hear the arguments. People will bring up this is meant for kids. Young Ripa brought up a great point when he was talking about this, because he interviewed the showrunners for the 90s X-Men cartoon, Oh, and dope. One of the things that he brings up that I think is very important is that along with the 90s Batman show, which I feel is one of the greatest cartoons of all time, one of the things that make them so great and so timeless is that they never wrote it with the intention of being it for kids. In fact, they wrote it with the intention of never talking down to kids. And I think that's the very important thing. And I think that's something that's incredibly missing with a lot of shows nowadays is that you're not treating your audience as older enough. You're not thinking that this audience can't handle older, darker things. So I think that's one of the big mistakes when they say it's meant for kids. I'm like, you can't talk. You know that you can not talk down to kids, and kids will still enjoy this. You can treat them as old enough to handle this serious stuff and do more serious things, and still make it for kids and work.
But it's weird to me because all of this is based on children's stories. So we watched it when we were kids, and it was fine. Right. So why do they think? I mean, they would do better just reworking the originals and just bringing those back, like remaster them and release them. Kids would still enjoy them.
Right. Except they destroyed them.
They have to babyfy everything.
Except they destroyed the originals.
Oh, burned them. Oh, it was great. Mummified them, buried them. It was great.
Yeah.
Let's
no, I shit you not.
Yeah, what? What did you do to them?
They did. Hallmark did when they mastered them over to digital in 480i. And then they destroyed all the 16 millimeter and 35 millimeter masters. Yep.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Hence, we'll never.
What does that mean?
We'll never, ever, 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 ever get She-Ra or He-Man in any better quality than it is now.
Oh my God, that's crazy!
Which is basically VHS quality.
So they destroyed the originals. That's pretty much,
and they're even missing some scenes too, I guess. So.
That's terrible.
It's like the thing with when it comes to like remastering certain games, like it can't happen mainly because like the original source code is long gone, or they've completely forgot. They completely lost the original like source code. Hence why a lot of older games can't be remastered.
Oh, kind of like getting back to the moon. All right, let's play this sucker and see what happens.
Wait, one more point.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, the other thing, too, that I noticed through this trailer was that they are still deconstructing the original story. It's They can say it's made for kids all they want, but there is this underlying message because you see Adam, one, he's being given the sword. Two, he doesn't know what to do with it. When he first says the words, he's confused, and then by the end, it's everybody's power. So it's taking away bit by bit, like eroding his character and minimizing and diminishing him. So
it should be called Them Man, right? Exactly. Them. That's crazy. All right, let's see what we got.
Agreed.
With that sword, Grayskull will soon be ours.
She's definitely not white, right?
She looks blackish.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of the dark skinned characters with white hair. You know what I mean? Or white
and electricity.
Yeah. Whatever it is. Yeah. More of those dark skinned characters.
That doesn't look
just dark skinned characters. It's a common thing in anime.
It doesn't look magical, looks more mechanical, but all right, let's go.
Do halt!
She's running from the police.
Bring the sword.
Okay, so she did steal the sword. She did steal it. And you could tell right at this point she was not planning on bringing it to Adam.
Those racist sons of bitches.
Right?
You know, I take back what I said about Overwatch. I was like, I get more of a League of Legends vibe if you ever are familiar with that game and that kind of the style of how the characters are done. Okay. I get more of a League of Legends vibe. So.
Now, I'm going to back it up just a little. Just watch her face. You know she's surprised that she has to bring it somewhere. Watch.
Bring the sword to the champion. What champion?
By the power of Grayskull, I have the power?
Okay, stop.
It's
stop.
a freaking question
Stop.
he's asking.
Really? Yeah, that's. I think that is a red flag there.
What's the name of the show?
It's called Crap. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
This is more of a reimagining.
Y'all, this is crazy.
This is so crazy. We got a y'all out of you. You know it's bad.
Know. You know it's bad when I go Sunday.
What did it feel like?
You turned into a big ol' He-Man.
Were you still you on the inside, but you look like him on the outside? Or was he the same on the outside as he was on the inside, and you were somewhere else entirely?
She gave him his name.
Oh my God, you're so right.
It's like that same level of dialogue, that same kind of writing style when it comes to like kid shows like this. You know what I mean?
It's
kind of
Nickelodeon.
The sad part is He-Man in that outfit there don't look the worst.
No.
But that's the only good part so far.
That was like
he
a
doesn't
toy.
look like it. His face still looks too teen-like, too childlike, though.
Are they trying to do like a Shazam type thing where it's like they're kids, but then they get the power and they're more adult look?
Yes.
This looks so unappealing. I mean,
it does.
Okay.
Yep. All right, here we go.
By the powder of donuts.
But you see what I mean? It's like it definitely tries. I know it's.
Well, I think it's truly the definition of missing the mark, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't believe they made him mechanical.
Or somewhere else entirely. Ow!
That's a lot of questions.
The Master's nemesis have arrived. The power of Grayskull is alive.
Who's there?
Why, Adam?
It's
Don't you
Guy.
recognize your...
Who? Wait a minute. What? Is that guy...
I think he's supposed to be Skeletor.
Before he turns into...
It's Kaldor, yeah.
Yeah, Kaldor.
And he's not even supposed... I don't know why he's human, but anyway.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Does
he's
he
supposed
become?
to be a Gar.
Okay, that's so weird.
Don't you recognize your Uncle Keldor?
This is our fight too.
I'm at least the master of technology?
Master of magic.
Master of the wild.
Okay, so you have a talking
Master
battle
of
cat.
demolition.
What's that?
So you have a talking battle cat. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
well, he's always been able to talk for the most
Oh,
part.
okay, okay, never mind.
But are they trying to do some Captain Planet shit now? Like,
Yeah, Captain Planet, Power Rangers, what have you.
Yeah, and I am
But
hurt.
Cringer was always, he had a name. They're named Cringer for a reason because
Right, he's coward. Right.
And then when he turned to Battle Cat, he was a badass. That was different. But the other thing here is if Teela it really is the sorceress in this, then they've taken away another part of her that was, she was the head of the guard. Like she was second to only Man-at-Arms in the hierarchy of the guard of the Kingdom of Grayskull, and she used to kick some ass. Like if you took that away from her too, that's bullshit.
Oh man, they're really pouncing on this one. Okay.
Pouncing.
Apologies.
Did you like that?
This is all just very exciting. Like a story of old.
What is this soundtrack?
Terrible.
It sounds like every
Dumb
other
step
soundtrack.
something or other, yeah.
Every other hip hop soundtrack here.
I mean, when I think He-Man, I think hip hop. So yeah.
Clearly.
By the power of Grayskull!
Nope.
We have the power.
Yeah, we have the power. Yeah.
Nope.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Yep, that's the Shazam thing you're talking about, Christy, where they all get something from it. Like that's dumb. That's so dumb.
Saving Eternia is up to us.
Yeah, it's that Black Panther soundtrack.
I know.
Why?
I was thinking that.
Why would you associate
Well,
Black Panther with this?
it's in everything though, Jane. I know it's in a lot of trailers and such. They use a very more hip hop soundtrack just because they think it would be more hipper, cooler to this current audience.
We have
the power.
I thought that was
more
great.
like K-pop and the masters of the universe.
With a Z, masters.
That's so great. Oh man, I had to put that one up. We have the power is fantastic. All right, let's see what we got to finish this one off.
Rise, my dark masters, and wreak havoc!
That looks cool. I will give it that.
Yeah, you think that looks good?
He looks cool. Yeah, I mean that. I do think Skeletor has it, and I think it fits to that style.
Right. Let's see, Skeletor.
I don't know what's up with the voice though.
Yeah, trying too hard. It feels like.
Yeah.
What was that, Christy?
This is still going.
Oh, it's going. What? Don't worry, I'll trim. If I get copyright strike, I'm just trimming this whole damn part out.
To know oneself is to truly become a master of the universe.
A master of the what now?
Behind this gate lies great power. We must approach with caution. Adam!
Wait up!
Wait up!
Oh, thank you, Rick and Morty.
Right?
Fuck.
Oh.
We needed a Marvel joke at the end.
It's just hitting too many beats and notes we're seeing in everything else nowadays. You know.
That's what I'm saying. The cringe is so bad with it. It's like
the cringe is strong with that one.
I think Sam McCabe has a better. Skeletor does sound like Steven Tyler.
Oh shit!
It has that like '80s like hairband, like you know. That's so bad. That was so bad.
Watched it and approved it. This is terrible.
It's Mattel.
Yeah, Steven Tyler and Mattel.
Like I can see that. Yeah, like
you know what?
said,
Steven Tyler would make a good Skeletor.
He probably would.
I just like Tom, like you said, like yeah, the male characters will definitely sell with the toys, especially with their transformed looks, but not so much the female characters, I assume.
Can I just ask this question right here? Prince Adam's uncle is Skeletor?
Yes.
Is that canon? Because
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And they just drop it.
They just throw it in your face right there.
It's actually a little bit more complicated than that. As I said, Skeletor is a Gar, right? That's why he has blue skin. He used to not have that face though.
Right.
He is the half brother of King Randor.
Oh, okay.
And he is the rightful heir to the throne.
What?
And so he gets in cahoots, well, because he's the firstborn.
Okay.
And so he gets in cahoots with Hordak once he realizes he's not going to get his birthright. And everything's cool with those two until Hordak decides he's going to steal the twins, and Skeletor's like, oh, fuck that, you didn't say shit about kids.
Right.
But he's still a part of the whole thing, attack on Castle, on the Eternian Castle or whatever. And in the middle of the fight, Randor, depending on which one, but this is the normal version of the story, Randor, he throws something at Randor, and Randor deflects it and it hits him in the face. And to keep him from dying, basically Hordak puts a spell on him or something like that, but he has to live with the human skull now instead of a face because his face has been melted.
A face.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Darth Vader kind of thing almost in a way, but then and then of course they were cool with each other until Hordak's like, yeah, I'm going to take these kids, and Skeletor's like, fuck that noise.
That was good. That was so good.
So it gets even more complicated than that, but Hordak just got away with She-Ra, not He-Man, obviously. So yeah, or Adora instead of Adam in this case.
Wrong one. That's crazy.
But yeah, so he is the half bastard uncle of Prince Adam. Yes.
Okay, I did not know that. That's good to know. That was like shocking to me that they threw that out there. I had no clue of that because I mean, don't get me wrong. As a kid, I loved He-Man. I had Castle Grayskull. I had all the toys. I watched all the shows, but I never stayed with it long enough. As an adult, it's good. Like I don't remember that, but yeah, this artwork isn't bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. It's not what you like. The sword, garbage. I'm sorry, I do not like that. it looks weird to me.
And then, if you slapped a Blizzard logo on this, I wouldn't tell the difference.
The thing that bothers me.
That's
Go
exactly.
ahead.
I was thinking that. Plus, exactly the sword, especially. I was thinking, okay, that's Blizzard or Overwatch. I thought Overwatch and Fortnite combined
Warcraft,
is what the animation looks like. Mm-hmm. I think I was talking about that the other day with Tom and everybody on the panel. I'm like, I this is not for me. This look, I know this is not for me. As a young person, this show was just a little bit young for me, but I enjoyed the show, right? Other people in my family, enjoyed it more, of course, because it was oriented towards them. But this kind of stuff, man, I don't even know anymore how anybody can get enjoyment out of it, because it's just garbage.
Can I actually comment on what Andy said there? You're right. There is different backstories, but one thing that's been great up to this point, up until the Kevin Smith series anyway, they have always made a way that all the backstories fit.
Okay.
Like they were always part of canon. Andre did a really great video last week about it all. I suggest you check it out. Like he goes through the entire background of Skeletor real quick and explains how each and every one of the stories prior to this has done a pretty good job of keeping to the canon and also including anything that came before at the same time without disregarding too much. So it's kind of cool how they've done it to this point anyway.
I have to say this, and it's not me trying to float your boat, but you guys on Midnight's Edge, when you do like the history of and like how we got here. Oh wow, Christy didn't want to hear that. How we got here.
Christy hates me.
I love her.
No, I'm sure her computer's glitching.
Her computer is glitching. But how you guys do like the history of, I love those videos because there's certain things like you might be a big fan of that you might have missed. And like, I just really enjoy those. So I will definitely check that one out. Like the Conan one was so dope.
So we do our best to try and make sure no stone is unturned kind of thing. I mean,
and I enjoy that. That's awesome. So I don't know who's looking forward to that, but okay, everybody. That looks like a great one. We got a couple ones we might go over. I got to end the show a little early tonight. I have to work tomorrow morning, and I have a hurricane coming that I don't even know.
Here I am.
Rock you like a hurricane. Okay. One of my favorite animes right now is Hero Academia. My Hero Academia. Love it. Well, they're doing a live action version of it, and Screen Rant wants them to cut out one of the characters. And one of my favorite characters, this dude Popoff is his name. Is his Minoria is the main character. This guy is, what is this dude's name? I know his name is like, Grape Juice is his pro hero name. Yeah. And his name is Mineta Minoru. Mineta Minoru. Yeah. Now his character is fantastic because he's just like a horny teenager.
That's the idea. Yeah, it's kind of the idea, and
he always gets shut down, right? Always gets shut down.
They blew up one specific line when he tells Deku that he's always been in love with him, but they misread what he's trying to say. Is that he's always inspired to be like him, always looked up to him like him, like that, but never. It's like he's bisexual or something like that. It's like, no, I don't even read the manga or watch the anime, and I know that is completely wrong.
That is completely wrong. Like he was always a coward at the beginning of the series, at least in the anime. And when you get to that, he is actually telling him like, look, I want to be like you. Like you have inspired me. And Midoriya has inspired a lot of people, or as his hero name is Deku, has really got everybody to change what their first initiative, reasoning was to be a superhero.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they want to get this guy out because he does pervy things, like little bit.
It's like Master Roshi in Dragon Ball. It's like a lot of other pervy characters. They have a problem with that.
Right.
And that's always been a common thing in anime.
Yeah, like looking up a girl's skirt or stupid stuff like that. Like in what is that one? 7 Deadly Sins. The main character is always grabbing at the other one's breasts and stuff. But it's a cartoon, people. Like, so what they're saying now is, especially with the rise of the Me Too movement, that they shouldn't have this character anymore.
You completely lose your argument when you bring up the whole Me Too Time's Up era. Sorry,
Right.
you lose your argument there.
They have a petition going, and they want to make sure that this guy is not added to the class. They want to replace 2 students. You know, the brainwashing student that's in class 1C, I thought he was in general, but I guess he got moved up to 1C, and replace him into class 1A. Like, it's just, come on, man.
They should just be honest and say they don't want the project then.
Right.
Like, instead of trying to change things to suit your sensibilities, just admit you don't like it. You hate it. You don't want to see it.
Absolutely.
That would be easier.
Right. Instead of like one character. Okay, so it's going to be live action. So I don't really understand what they're saying. It's not. It's a little pervy. I get that. Like, but he's only ever like trying to talk about girls, or like, I'm going to try to see them in the shower, and it gets totally screwed up. It's not like he actually is going up girls' dresses, or, you know, like other animes have upskirting and stuff like groping. Yeah. You know, he never actually does that. Toxic Man Flu of Dick's Division for $5. Culture Casino is hair-ator, and Scott is the hairdresser of the universe. I thought he was going to say that I was the hairless.
Wow.
I appreciate that, though.
You are kind of hairless.
I am hairless, at least up top. Yep. Definitely hairless. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. I know not a lot of people are into the anime thing, really. But I love it, you know. Who else did we lose?
Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy had to step away.
All right. So do we? Anybody hear what Arnold
Culture
Schwarzenegger?
Casino is Herator and Scott and the hairdressers of the universe.
I have no hair.
Hairdress.
My hair is so special and silky.
That's true.
I'll get you in your hair. So little kickback on the whole Arnold Schwarzenegger's mask comment.
No
the mandatory
kidding.
mask loses major supplement sponsor Redcon 1 over actors' comments. So there is an actual pushback, I guess. He did label.
What can I say?
Well, cancel culture goes both ways.
I live with a donkey and I live with a mule. Okay, just don't listen to me.
He
I don't know
does.
what I'm doing anymore.
What was your reaction, guys, when you saw the Arnold Schwarzenegger "Screw Your Freedoms" and labeled those people schmucks for not wearing masks?
Oops.
I've lost any respect that I've had for you. I've completely lost.
I mean, he is the governor, remember?
Yeah.
I never liked him, so...
Yeah. Well, this is what Redcon said. After much deliberations, we have decided at Redcon 1 to no longer sponsor the Arnold Classic or any of the Arnold's events around the world, and also not attend the Arnold events. Over the years, I've overlooked a lot of stuff, you probably too. I've overlooked a lot of stuff with Arnold where I said, well, that's just Arnold, right? And because we love him so much, we just kept overlooking. Well, unfortunately, his most recent comment, so when somebody says, screw your freedom, I can't, and Redcon 1 can't in good conscience continue to spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars sponsoring that person or show with a name honoring that person. I'm actually shocked. And he says America is great because of their freedoms. I'm shocked people are actually finally standing up.
I'm not, because you're starting to see, if you say something people don't like, whichever side of the fence you're on, whoever's on the opposite side of the fence is going to not be in a position to continue to do business with you.
Right.
That's the risk of saying anything.
Right.
In today's society.
If you're right. And I think, Gene, the problem is so many people think that and I'm not taking sides left or right, but if you say something more left leaning, there won't be the blowback, because for years there, the right never kicked back. And I think people have finally gotten to a point where they've had enough of everybody's bullshit and they're ready to cancel the cancelers. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's just where we are. And, that's where we're going to be.
He could have made his point. he could have made his point without saying "screw your freedom," right? And nobody probably would have batted much of an eye.
Right. But everybody has to be sensational these days.
I know, like
extreme of everything.
And it's Arnold, so I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuses for the guy. It was the dumbest fucking thing you could ever fucking say, especially somebody in his place, not just as an actor or whatever, but as a politician now. Because, I mean, let's face it, he's seen as a politician as well as an actor because he has been the governor of California. And he still plays a big part in that arena. So you have to be a bit more responsible, especially if you're somebody who has the gravitas and the widespread appeal you do as he does. And, you know, it's the dumbest thing. I mean, if I was his publicist, I'd be fucking ready to jump out a window right now.
Right? What was George Takei's response? Does anybody know?
Oh, my.
Yeah, there you go.
Takei said something. Takei said something similar to that, and he got massive blowback.
I was going to say, I think he said something the same, didn't he?
Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, I have tolerated actors for a long time that, you know, they, you know, whether or not I knew their public stances on things or whatever, and just chalked it up to their enormous stupidity.
Gilkman.
Yeah, the Gilkman is here. I'm sorry.
Well, you're right, Culture. It seems like the bigger their bank account, the smaller their brain.
Yeah, and it's been that way for a long time. They're easily guided project to project.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I found it.
Okay, well, read it and then back to Culture.
Willfully unvaccinated who wind up in hospitals from the COOF should not receive priority medical care over other very sick or injured people who are as much in urgent need of medical care.
What about the same people that got the vax but got the COOF?
Don't worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. Just pay attention. Pay attention to what we say. Don't worry about your stupid freedoms. Just go get the vax. Get to the chopper. We take you to the hospital. You stick around. You get the jab. You feel better. Listen to me. Listen to Arnold. I am the vaccinator. You got to pay attention to what I say. The science doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Just do it.
Why does your Arnold Schwarzenegger go from Arnold to John Travolta? Exactly. Don't worry about it.
Who do you think that I got it all from? Do you think this just came naturally?
Like, oh my God, sounds just like me,
Sandy.
What? Where? Hey guys, the Gilkman is here. Make sure you guys check out his channel. The Gilkman's a great dude. Yeah, Takei. I mean. Look, there's this other one. Hold on. I didn't bring it up yet, but let me get to it real quick. I wasn't even going to share this one, but she pisses me off too. For her, like, boldness in saying this. Where is she?
Rosanna Arquette.
No. Why? What does she say now?
Rosanna.
Because I'm dumber than both the rocks that you thought I was under.
No, the Next Generation star.
Here we go. Is another person who doesn't understand what cancel means, just like those who try to reappropriate Karen.
Right, but isn't she the one that cancels people? Isn't she the one always going after people?
Oh yeah, she made a big to do about that. What was that, about a year ago, Tom?
Not even that long ago.
Oh yeah, not even that long. Like every other month, she's putting her fucking foot in her mouth over something stupid.
Yeah, she's pretty dumb. I mean, again, you don't have to be smart to be an actor. I hate to say that to everybody, but it's a fucking truth.
You got to be able to memorize lines. In
fact, if you're more easily manipulated, you're probably a better actor. To be honest with you,
that's true.
But why did she think she's been canceled when most people probably don't remember her?
Right.
Ooh, Jayne with the hard-hitting statement.
Jayne, that's just the thing. She's like all these fucking people who think they still have a career, right?
Right.
Like every damn time they go out there and ask Alicia Silverstone, "Are you ever going to play Batgirl again?" and give that poor girl the idea that she still has a career after all these years.
That's so messed up.
But that's fucking true. It's just like her. It's like, outside of playing your character from Star Trek, what have you done?
Right.
What have you done for me?
It's like nobody's trying to cancel you. No one knows you. This is all in her head.
Right. Well, she says she's been...
You were canceled back in 1993 when the show ended, lady!
You know, quite honestly, her character was so forgettable. I never understood what people thought was so great about her character. You know, when I turned on The Next Generation, I was more concerned with Picard, Riker, Data, Worf. I didn't care about the ship's counselor. I didn't care about the counselors when I was in high school. Why would I care about a counselor on a TV show?
Right, right. Well, this is what she said. They've been trying to cancel me for years. I mean, they have been trying to get me fired off Star Trek, and I'm like, I'm not been on it. There's no such thing as me being on Star Trek anymore. Ain't that the truth? She also goes on to say, I get a lot of hate on Twitter because I'm opinionated. But people do try
Probably
to cancel me.
You make hot takes.
But that's and
right.
It's also Twitter. What do you think is going to happen on Twitter?
Right. Right.
That doesn't mean you're canceled.
Right.
This is everybody's experience.
And I hate to tell her this, we're not just trying to get her canceled. We're trying to get the whole fucking show canceled. Don't take it personally. It's just.
Then there's that.
That's so freaking true. What I love here is she says, the thing is, it only works if you pay attention. But I hate what social media has done.
Then
But
get off of it.
She's the queen of social media.
There you go, Jayne. But that's common sense 101 right there. And, these types, they can't deal with that kind of stuff.
I think she just wants attention.
The healthiest thing I ever did is stay the fuck away from social media as much as possible.
Right.
And I still have to go on it just to post stuff here and there, and people will tag me, and I try to pay attention as much as possible. So don't take it personally if I don't like everything that I'm tagged in, but I try to avoid social media. Seriously,
Yep, absolutely.
It's nothing personal, guys. But beyond the fact that I don't really know how to use it, so that's another problem.
Right.
I you'll see me I like Jayne's tweets. I like everybody else's tweets, but I don't post hot takes or anything on my own timeline. I retweet art. I retweet important GoFundMe's and stuff, and I post art. Nothing else.
Talking about an important GoFundMe, can we share Lady Tauriel's
Yes.
GoFundMe?
Right
yeah, thank you.
Right now.
Well, that's one of the things, marketing. Usually, I don't spend my whole time getting involved, but every once in a while, you see something just so god awfully ridiculous that you almost feel compelled to say something.
Well, that's my problem. That's why I try not to go on Twitter too much, because I am the guy who gets caught up in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I have to respond. I get angry like a moron.
I try to avoid mostly if I comment on anything, it's on stuff that people in the community have posted. I try to stay away from the rest of Twitter because it's very easy to end up on the crazy side of it.
Right, and it's very easy.
I'm dancing that line.
You're always so tempted to respond or talk directly to people who are making those hot takes, and I don't. I try not. I make sure I don't at all.
Well, let's see what else she says. She says, I think talking about social media, I think it has destroyed society, if I'm honest. I am confrontational in the flesh. It's very easy to be brave hiding behind a silly profile pic, or if you have one at all, it's very brave. So now she's just dissing people. She further notes, I post something very...
innocuous.
Thank you. Wow. The other day and immediately got snide remarks and negative stuff. I just thought this is getting really old now. I'm not loving this anymore. You can't even say something totally innocent without someone being a total idiot about it. Now, she's one of the people that I believe attacked Gina Carano when Gina Carano believed she was putting something that was very innocent out there. Mm-hmm. And she was one of the louder voices in that group. God, people like this piss me off. How they're so I don't know,
they're self-aggrandizing is what they are.
Yeah, I guess so.
They think that their opinion is the only one that ever should matter, and they get so upset when somebody else says something contrary to what they're saying.
Well, not
it's
just
all
that.
fine until it happens to them.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, somebody should just ask her if she needs some peanut butter because you can smell the jelly from here. I mean, bitch, it just wishes she had a fucking career at this point. Be happy that you're on Picard. Get the fuck off social media.
Right.
Be glad you're getting a steady paycheck for now.
Right.
And count your blessings, because guess what? When this show ends, those steady paychecks are going to end, and you're going to have to go back on the motherfucking circuit again, and you're gonna have to go face to face with all these people that you're calling bigots and racist and everything else. That's the part that sucks for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But she wants to be a victim, and she thinks it's gonna get her attention, maybe a book deal. Who knows what she's trying to do?
Well, don't forget, she was one of the people that said Star Trek fan does not equal a Republican. That was the first time in 2019 I just like I let people it does not equal Republican, meaning
whoever said it did.
Whoever said it did.
But whoever said it didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like there are Star Trek fans from all walks of life.
Yes. Really, like Star Trek is a utopia's idea, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have views from both sides or communist views in a way, but whatever.
But it's always the thing about Star Trek, and the same thing with Star Wars, is that a lot of times people who are fans of this, myself included, are fans because you get to be somewhere other than here when you're watching it.
Right.
You get to escape all the political crap, all the social crap, and just exist and enjoy and be entertained.
Right. Right.
But I just don't. She just doesn't get it.
No, she does not.
None of them do.
And I don't think she'll ever get it. That's the problem. You know, this is somebody who no new tricks for this old dog. You know, she talks about immigration. She has touched on everything, and then she's bold enough to say that social media is toxic, yet she is the toxic one.
Yep.
I can't stand this woman. And I hate it because I liked her on the show. I liked her on the original.
A lot of people like her. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
But if you want to do this, you want to be on there, you want to make all these hot takes that you know are going to be divisive, you're basically baiting people to comment on your posts, then you shouldn't be a wimp about it. Right. Okay? You're calling people out, they're going to respond. So you then can't play the victim. You threw the rock first.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. What do you say, Culture Casino?
Well, look, I mean, she is, I hate to say it again, she is every bit the dimwit that you would expect in Hollywood. They like to think, because they were popular at one point in their career, that whatever they have to say that doesn't come out of the mouth of the character they're playing is important, which it isn't, because they're usually incredibly uneducated or undereducated. And they oftentimes can't put a proper sentence together, let alone a paragraph or, anything amounting to a coherent statement. That's why they hire people to do that for them. That's why that's why politicians have speechwriters. 99% of them are dumber than rocks. It's just it's unfortunate that we end up governed and managed by people who have charisma and not actual leadership or understanding of the way the world works. It's very frustrating.
It is guys, make sure you tune in Monday 6 p.m. Eastern for some funny stuff on the Guiltman's site. Please support that dude. He's great. Larry for $5. Thank you, my brother. Also a channel member. Hi, chat and panel. EVS called the YouTube streamers zeros in Geeks and Gamers and the friends of Neurotic, including those on FNT that are not Jeremy or Gary. Whatever. They could call us whatever they want.
Or for the course.
Yeah.
On brand.
For the fucking course. I don't care.
Nobody
anymore.
cares.
Yeah, I mean, that guy can say whatever he want. I think
it's funny to me.
I mean, knock it, hey, I'll punch up, you punch down, whatever works.
Hey, call me by name. Give me
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. EVS, my name is Sporking, not Sporting. Sporking News Podcast. Call me a blowhole, bald piece of shit. I don't care. Just do it when you have a stream with like 5,000 people on it. All right, I'm good with that. Thank you, brother, for pointing that out. Larry, you are one of the greatest supporters of us, and I appreciate that, my friend. But they always come at us.
Make sure our names are spelled right in the
chat. Dude, come on. And somebody link my channel and beg them to subscribe.
Never, dude.
Oh man, that's great. We're going to call it a night, guys, though. I got to get up early. Again, the hurricane is a-coming, and I have to work. I don't know how this is going to work.
Yeah, Scott. And,
yeah, tell me what happened.
The reasons I had to go silent, because I got a call from her, and she's saying she's seeing the actual outer bands of it right now. So,
yeah.
She's driving.
Well, hopefully she's all right.
No, she's doing all right. She's stubborn. I don't know where she could have gotten that from. So
yeah, right. You guinea pigs.
We'll have our fair share soon, I'm sure.
Right. Well, yeah, it's coming straight up to us. I love you, Nina. Jump on anytime you want, buddy. Jump on anytime you want.
Nina just survived her first hurricane.
Did she really?
Mm-hmm.
Here I am. Rocks you like a hurricane.
I don't think that's what she meant, but okay.
I don't think she meant
It passed you. Yeah, this one's coming like if. All right, hold on. Now I'm gonna share it. Let's get her real quick. Hurricane Henri. Let's see the tracker.
Henri.
All right.
Yeah, last I heard that it's going to hit more like in Connecticut.
That's me, baby.
Yeah.
Like literally where they're showing. I hope I can blow it up enough. All right, hold on. Let's see.
You're gonna blow what?
I'm gonna what?
Yeah.
Enough.
Nice.
I got to blow it enough. I mean, what?
Splooging News podcast is back.
Guys, stop doing that. I don't like it. Who said that last? Where's Walton? You see where the S is? Yeah, you see where the S is at 8 p.m. on Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's me.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Stop whining.
I'm not whining. I love
this. Is a typical nor'eastern. It's going to go up and turn right.
Well, if it does, I'll be happy. It definitely is going to be a category 1, and I have too many humongous freaking like oak trees in my backyard right next to my house.
I hate you, Scott. I hate you.
Oh, there he is. Where in the world? Oh no, that's Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, I can't stand you, Scott. I hate you. Yeah. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I am the author, Stephen Walton, the Lumber Menace tree historian, your tree historian, born in the national forest, fighting for your right to get wood without splinters. We shimmy, but we do not kneel.
Yeah, all right.
That's true.
And while we're at it, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, why don't you give your outro, my friend?
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, where you can find me on my channel on YouTube and Odyssey, where I like to talk about old toys, old movies, and sometimes nibble away at the ridiculous toes of YouTube. I also, at 6 p.m. Eastern every Monday night, we do Going Old School Retro Discussions, where we have a wonderful panel come up and they love to talk about those things from the past that they most hold dear, because if we can't figure out a way to remember the fondness of those things from the past, how can we defend them now against the ridiculous woke idiots that are out there trying to destroy them? So remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent, and you may wind up with a 48 ounce of Walton stuck up in your back end.
Oh, that sounds painful. Machini draws.
Okay.
What does he draw exactly?
This right here.
All right. This is very special to me because I did this.
Is that me?
It's
oh, no.
gum.
No, it's bubblegum. My bad.
I did this exactly 1 year ago.
Oh, wow.
Tomorrow. And that was the first ever draw stream we ever did. Tomorrow on Machini Live is not only the season finale, but is the 1 year anniversary of the draw streams.
I still got to say, I love how you do episodes, man. It's a season finale and 1 year anniversary, dude. That's gold. That's gold.
Awesome, Machini. Congratulations on that, buddy. And you know what? You could definitely tell it's your earlier work, because I'm not seeing your trademark signature style to this here picture. So
we came a long way. We came a long way from
that's
1 year ago.
Amazing.
And I'm going to be redrawing this for the 1 year anniversary. So tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be joined by me, myself, Mads Mama Bear, Bruce Lombardo, M. Dashley, and Rosetta Allen. And we're going to wrap this up this year, and we're going to wrap it up here. And we're not sure what's going to happen next, but I do have plenty of videos that are going to be dropping next week, because I will be going back to work. So
congratulations.
And then on top of that, I got something a little special that I'm going to be announcing later on next week. So stay tuned for that.
Uh-oh.
That's all I can say.
I like it a lot, buddy. Thank you very much. And the beautiful Jayne Theory.
Hello. You can find me here on YouTube, where I post movie and television reviews and occasionally some pop culture commentary. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Jayne Theory.
Thank you, Jayne. And Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark, Midnight's Edge Espanol, Midnight's Edge Radio, Mead Radio, that is. Maybe a new karaoke station, I don't know. And Midnight's Edge Sporking News Podcast.
Wait, what?
What about Midnight's Edge around the corner?
I slid that one in.
Edge up on top of the roof.
I'm hoping that Midnight's Edge has so much they won't realize that I'm one of their channels now.
Okay.
Love you, Tom. And don't forget, Jayne will be on Nina Infinity's show tomorrow night. The one I never make, but she always invites me to, and I love her for that. Thank you, Nina. I hopefully can make it once the baby's born. I have a month off. I will make it there. Tom, you got anything going on that you want to...
You're pregnant?
I don't want to talk about it.
Is Steven the daddy?
Steven is not the father. He's too short. Lady Tauriel, we love you. Yeah, what are you going to say? Don't. Lady Tauriel, we shared your GoFundMe. We love you. We'll support you any way we can. You rock. You're one of the best. Tom, anything you want to promote, though?
Safe sex.
Safe sex. Sounds good to me.
Not, name it after me.
Tom, when are you gonna do pillows? You remember the old MTV pillows that were shaped like the M with the little TV? When you gonna do the Meet After Dark pillows?
That's a good idea.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Well, check out Christy since she's not here to plug herself.
She's plugging herself already.
Plug. Culture Casino.
Hey, everybody. Culture Casino here saying thanks for checking out Scott Sporking News Podcast, the man with the production value of a spork. Anyway, yes. I had a great time this evening, and as I always do, it's glad to make a triumphant return. It's even better when you have hair like mine. Do check out my channel tomorrow morning. We have the Sunday Culture Review featuring 2 new up-and-coming YouTube creators. We have Disparu, who is from the UK. Pretty cool person. Got a chance to stream with them recently. And we have Stephanie Janisek from the Smuggler's Cantina. We're going to talk a little bit about the animation that you saw today in probably a little bit different way, maybe less respectful. And we're going to talk about the ramifications of the dramatic underperformance of the summer blockbuster tentpoles this year. And yeah, it's going to be good times. Please join us. That is going to be at 11 a.m. PST and 2 p.m. EST. And I don't know about the other time zones, so figure it out.
Good try, though.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And everybody hope that Scott doesn't get blown too hard, okay?
Oh, please get blown too hard. Please get blown too hard. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. I'd like to... our guest Wednesday will be Rennie. Yeah, Rennie will be on Wednesday. And Justin Normie, if you want to be on the following Wednesday, DM me. If Wednesday works for you, buddy. And then we'll see who we can get for Saturday. I love you guys. Thank you, Jayne. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Maki. Thank you, Tommy. And thank you, Culture. You guys really rock. Thank God Mad wasn't here. For once, very smooth show. I know. I always want to say Mads, but that's so wrong for Mads Mama Bear. So I never want to do that because she's amazing. Yes, something about tent poles I heard. I did too. One of these days we'll have an updated, credits list from Culture Casino.
You know what? You didn't send me the names, knucklehead.
I think I did. Once again, I have to play it once. Hopefully, Nerd Cookies will watch this on replay.
Marriage, love.
It is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Put a spork in it. We are done.
I want me some glory hole.
Oh, Culture, you heard that.
Wash your ass.
Look at that. Look at those beautiful cutlery items.
I mean, did a very good job.
It's Sporking News.
Mad Martigan, because he sucks.
It's Sporking News. It's Sporking News.
Oh, that's still cricket.
Oh, please. Let's have Tom sing my outro. Good